Hello children, welcome to 8th social class. Children, in today's class we are going to learn about two famous dynasties, that is Chalukyas of Badami and the Pallavas of Kanchi. So, who are these Chalukyas? These Chalukyas are the ruler who belongs to Karnataka, and they ruled the Karnataka for not 1 or 2, it is nearly 200 years they ruled the Karnataka, and in that we can call it as Raja Jayasimha. He was a founder of a Chalukya dynasty. Raja Jayasimha was a famous ruler of a, or we can say he was a founder of a Chalukyan dynasty. Then, as we are following the Chalukya dynasty, it is very easy to remember here a famous ruler, that is Pulakeshi II. You may be heard the name. Pulakeshi II, he was a famous ruler of a Chalukya dynasty. So, I'll remind you one thing. Raja Jayasimha was a founder of a Chalukya dynasty. Later on, Pulakeshi first came, then next to him, Pulakeshi II came. But here, we will remember Pulakeshi II as a famous ruler of a Chalukyan dynasty because he is the one who has brought fame to the Chalukya dynasty. How he has brought name? Because he has expanded the rule of a Chalukya dynasty. How? By overthrowing the power of a Gangas, Kadambas and Alupas, he has extended his power. I'll repeat. By defeating the ruler of Ganga, then Kadambas and Alupas, he has expanded the territory of a Chalukya dynasty, and not only that, he also defeated Mahendra Varma of a Pallava ruler. Is it clear? Pulakeshi II defeated. First, let me remember like Gangas. Okay, then Vardhana, Alupas, then Vardhanas, and after that he defeated Mahendra Varma of Pallava ruler. Okay, remember that after defeating Gangas, Kadambas and Alupas, he also defeated Mahendra Varma of Pallava kingdom. Okay, by defeating Mahendra Varma of Pallava ruler, he become very famous. Not only that, you maybe remember the name of Harshavardhana, right? Remember who is that Harshavardhana? Harshavardhana is a famous ruler of north of a Vardhana dynasty. I repeat, Harshavardhana of Vardhana dynasty, he was a very famous and popular in the North India when he expanded, or when he tried to expand his rule up to Narmada river. There he was defeated by Pulakeshi II. That I told you when I was teaching the Vardhana dynasty. Remember, Harshavardhana tried to expand his territory over Narmada river. There he was stopped by Pulakeshi II. So the same topic that we are going to learn here, that was Pulakeshi II defeated Harshavardhana. Okay. Harshavardhana near Narmada river, and he became the ruler, or he earned the title as Dakshinapateshwara, or Lord of Peninsula, of his daring act. Is it clear? By defeating Harshavardhana, he was very famous or very brave king of the north. By defeating Harshavardhana of Vardhana dynasty, he earned the title called Dakshinapateshwara, or Lord of Peninsula. Why? Because when the north ruler tried to acquire the South Indian territory, that was stopped by the Pulakeshi II, so that he made the south territories secure from the hands of Harshavardhana, so that he was given the title as Dakshinapateshwara or Lord of Peninsula. And that battle between Pulakeshi II and Harshavardhana has been described by Ravikirti. Who is Ravikirti here? Ravikirti is a court poet of Pulakeshi II. He described the achievement of Pulakeshi II in his inscription. Okay. Then after that, as we came to know that by defeating many rulers, he has expanded the Chalukya territory into very vast. So how he divided the entire kingdom? Because as a single person, he cannot rule the entire territory. For the purpose of administration, he appointed his younger brother, that was Kubja Vishnuvardhana, to rule the Vengi. Is it clear? He appointed his younger brother Kubja Vishnuvardhana to look after Vengi. Then later on, Jayasimha was made as a head of Gujarat. Later on, then the Chalukya was known as from the name of Chalukyas of Vengi. So here you may see the title of Chalukyas of Badami. As the expansion of Chalukya was become so wide, then we came to know the Chalukya from the name of Vengi. Okay, they made Vengi as a capital. Okay, that was up to a achievement of Pulakeshi as a ruler. Then how he was to the kingdom. So you understand, he was ambassador of a Chalukyan dynasty. He wrote that a ruler was very peace-loving and kind-hearted. During the rule of a Chalukyan ruler, the people used to enjoy to live in the kingdom. They are religious tolerance. Okay, that was written by UN Stan in his writing. Not only that, UN Stan even mentioned that he had a very friendly relationship with neighboring country also. Who was that? Pulakeshi II had friendly relationship with the neighboring country. And who was the neighboring country? That was Arab ruler Khusru II. Okay, Khusru II had a friendly relationship or a trade link with Pulakeshi II. That was a achievement of a Pulakeshi also, we can say. Then later on, how the rule of a Pulakeshi II has came into end. Okay, how did the rule of a Pulakeshi II has came into end? That is because of the, here can you see Mahendravarma of Pallava ruler defeated by the Pulakeshi II. So here Mahendravarma's son, okay, that was Narasimha first. To take a revenge of his father's defeat as well as her death, he attacked the Pulakeshi and he defeated the Pulakeshi. So there the rule of the Pulakeshi II came into end. Is it clear? Narasimha Varma of a Pallava ruler, to take a revenge of his father's defeat, he attacked the Pulakeshi II and he defeated the Pulakeshi II. So there the rule of a Pulakeshi has came into end, not the Chalukya rule. Is it clear? The rule of a Pulakeshi has been ended. Later on, see, when Narasimha Varma defeated the Pulakeshi, he captured the Vengis. Okay, captured the Vengi. That is the sign of a victory, children. Okay, because Pulakeshi made Vengi as his capital. When Narasimha Varma defeated the Pulakeshi, by defeating the Pulakeshi, he took Vengi under the control of Pallavas. That was the achievement of Narasimha of Pallava kingdom. Okay, and later on Pulakeshi II, many rulers ruled, but it was that Kirtivarma of Rashtrakuta dynasty, he defeated the last ruler of Chalukyan kingdom. So after the end of Pulakeshi II, it was Kirtivarma, the ruler of Rashtrakuta, who made the end of Chalukyan dynasty. I'll repeat. Kirtivarma of the Rashtrakuta dynasty, he attacked the last ruler of the Chalukyas and made the end of the Chalukyas rule in Karnataka. That was the end of the Chalukyan empire. Okay, we have seen that Raja Jayasimha, I'll repeat once again. Raja Jayasimha was the founder of a Chalukyan dynasty. Okay, later on Raja Jayasimha, we will remember Pulakeshi II as a famous ruler. In that we have seen that he defeated the Gangas, Alubas and Kadambas and made the Pallavas under the control of Chalukya. How? In the sense, by expanding the territory of Gangas, Alubas, Kadambas, he expanded the Chalukya's kingdom. Not only that, he defeated the Mahendravarmas of Pallava king. Okay, he was the ruler of the Pallava kingdom. By defeating the Mahendravarma, he made Chalukyas as more powerful. Later on, the Harshavardhana of Vardhana dynasty also defeated by the Pulakeshi II. By defeating the Harshavardhana II, he earned the title as Lord of Peninsular or Dakshinapateshwara. Later on, Pulakeshi II was defeated by the Narasimha I of a Pallava ruler. That is the end of Pulakeshi II. Okay, that was up to a rule of Pulakeshi. Now let's see the contribution of a Chalukya to the literature as well as the architecture. Okay, we will now call it as a Karnataka Kannadiga, and we can remember Chalukya's contribution for the name of a Karnataka or the Kannada. Okay, because the Chalukyas are the first one who gave the name Karnataka to the Karnataka. Now what we are referring Karnataka, it is because of the Chalukyas contribution during that time. Okay, and how the administration during the time of the Chalukyas, it is they divided entire kingdom as a district called Vishaya, and one who was ruling that Vishaya as Vishayadipati. Okay, I will repeat. The kingdom was divided as a district, and that district again divided as a Vishaya. To rule that each Vishaya, it was appointed by Vishayadipati. He was ruling the entire kingdom. Okay, then we can also see religious tolerance. What do you mean by religious tolerance? In Chalukyas, we can see Shaivism, Vaishnavism, Buddhism and Jainism. Okay, that allowed to follow all the religion in the kingdom. Then that is up to administration. When we comes to the literature of a Chalukyas children, it was, now you may heard the name of a Tripadi. Have you heard the name of a Tripadi? Tripadi is a poem, 3-line poem. Okay, Tripadi is a poem of a 3-line poem where that was first tried by Kappe Arabhata. He was a writer, Kappe Arabhata. When he write the inscription, in his inscription, he has tried that Tripadi. Tripadi is a 3-line poem that was used by inscription of a Kappe Arabhata. Okay, then we can see the Sanskrit scholar like Ravi Kirti. I told Ravi Kirti during the time of Pulakeshi, he made a inscription regarding the achievement of a Pulakeshi of defeating the Harshavardhana, and that is Ravi Kirti. Then Vijjika is the daughter-in-law of Pulakeshi II. Then Alakanta. These are the few of the Sanskrit scholars. Then Kaumidi Mahotsava was written by Vijjika. Kaumidi Mahotsava, which was written by Vijjika. Then Haraparvateya of Shabdavatara are the important few of the Sanskrit drama. Okay, remember children, this will come for 1 mark question. Okay, Kaumidi Mahotsava by Vijjika and Haraparvateya of Shabdavatara. These are the few of the literary example for this one during the time of Chalukyas. And we can also see architectural contribution of Chalukya. That is, you may know that Badami, Aihole, Pattadakallu are the best example of a Chalukyan contribution for the architecture. Here we can remember that Aihole is considered as a cradle of a architecture. I'll repeat that. Aihole was one of the cradle of a temple of a architecture. That is the best contribution of a Chalukyas. Then there are Trilokeshwara temple, Lokeshwara temple, Virupaksha temple. I'll repeat. Trilokeshwara temple, Virupaksha temple, Lokeshwara temple are the contribution of a Chalukyas. Okay, we can see. Then there are in the temple the sculpture like Vishnu, Varaha, then Shiva, Harihara, Ardhanareshwara. All this sculpture we can see in the temple of a Badami. This we can remember as a contribution of a Chalukyas. Okay, children, we have seen the administration of a Chalukya. Okay, the administration of a Chalukya, that kingdom was divided as a district, and that district was divided as a Vishaya, and that Vishaya was looked after by the Vishadipati. Okay, then we have seen the literary part. In the literary part, during the time of a Chalukya, they had innovated Tripadi. Tripadi is nothing but 3-line poem. Okay, 3-line poem which was invented by the Kappe Arabhata in his inscription. Then later on we have seen the scholars, Sanskrit scholar like Vijjika, Ravikirti and Alanka are the few of the Sanskrit scholar, and we remember Hara Parvateya of Shabdavatara as a Sanskrit drama, and Kaumidi Mahotsava by Vijjika is an example of a literary sources of a Chalukyan dynasty. Later on, as an architectural example, we have seen that Aihole, it was considered as the cradle of a temple. Then Badami, Aihole, Pattadakallu are the best example of a Chalukyan architecture. And Lokeshwara, Trilokeshwara and Mallikarjuna temple are the example of a Chalukyan architecture. See, this Chalukyan dynasty is very easy to remember, children. Okay, you have to read the lesson very easy so that you will get the clear point that you can remember, like such as name the title of a Pulakeshi II. Okay, who defeated Pulakeshi II? Okay, why he earned the title as Dakshinapateshwara or Lord of Peninsula? Okay, name few of the literary example of a Chalukyan dynasty, and give the example for Chalukyan art and architecture. These are the example 1 mark question that you can expect on this Chalukya's topic. Okay, now let's move on to Pallavas of Kanchi. Okay, who are these Pallavas of Kanchi? Remember, here I mentioned the name of a Mahendravarmas of Pallava ruler. Okay, so these Pallavas of Kanchi, the founder of a Pallavas of Kanchi, that was Shivaskanda Varma. Founder of these was Shivaskanda Varma. Okay, he was the founder of a Pallava ruler. Who was that? That was Shivaskanda Varma of a Pallava dynasty. He founded these Pallava rulers. Who are these Pallavas? Pallavas are tributary ruler or the official under the rule of a Shatavahanas. Okay, after the end of a Shatavahana ruler, these Pallavas declared themselves as an independent ruler, and they established their own kingdom called Pallava dynasty, and there we remember Shivaskanda Varma as a founder of a Pallava dynasty. Later on we can see that Mahendra Varma first, who became one of the popular ruler in a Pallava dynasty, and these Pallavas ruled from 4th to 9th century. That was the ruling of a Pallava dynasty, 4th to 9th century. Okay, and when the Mahendra Varma, he was ruling as a Pallava ruler, he was defeated by the Pulakeshi II. Okay, see, Mahendra Varma of a Pallava ruler, he was defeated by the Pulakeshi II. Later on, to take a revenge of his father's death, that was Narasimha Varma the first, he defeated the Pulakeshi and earned the title as Mahamalla and Vatapikonda. Clear? Mahamalla and the Vatapikonda is the title earned by the Narasimha. Is it clear, children? Why Narasimha first earned the title of Mahamalla and Vatapikonda? It is because Pulakeshi II, he himself is a powerful ruler in South India. South India I am referring not only the Karnataka, South India I am referring entire South India. It makes Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Kerala. So here Pulakeshi, he himself is a popular ruler of South India by defeating the Pulakeshi II, that was Narasimha first, Narasimha Varma. He captured the Vengi. Vengi is the capital of Pulakeshi. Remember that Vengi is captured by Narasimha Varma, so that he earned the title as Mahamalla and Vatapikonda. Okay, Narasimha Varma, by defeating the Pulakeshi II, he earned the title as a Mahamalla and Vatapikonda. One more question: who defeated Pulakeshi II? Okay, name the title of Narasimha Varma and why Narasimha Varma earned the title as a Vatapikonda. By defeating the Pulakeshi II, Narasimha Varma captured the capital of Vengi. Then he earned the title as Vatapikonda. Okay, all easy topic here. One more question. Okay, and by that is the expansion of a Narasimha Varma, mainly to take a revenge of his father. He has defeated the Pulakeshi II. Then he captured the Vatapi. Then Narasimha first, what was the achievement of Narasimha? That was Kanchi. In Kanchi, near the sea coast, he has built the city called Mahabalipuram. Okay, you may heard the name. In Tamil Nadu, sorry, I forgot to tell, these Pallavas are the first ruler of Tamil Nadu. Okay, in Kanchi or Kanchi, Narasimha Varma built a city called Mahabalipuram. That is a beautiful city which was constructed by Narasimha first. Then during the rule of Narasimha Varma, it was great to see the achievement of Pallavas. Later on, the Narasimha first, it was Aparajita of a Pallava ruler. Okay, the last ruler of a Pallava dynasty, that was Aparajita. He was defeated by the Chola king Aditya. Okay, Aparajita of a Pallava king was defeated by Aditya, the Chola king. With that defeat, the Pallava dynasty has been came into end. Okay, so we can see the ruling as Shivaskanda Varma, Mahendra Varma, Narasimha Varma, then Aparajita. These are the four names that we come across in this lesson. Okay, then let's see what are the contribution of these Pallavas. Okay, these Pallavas made kingdom has been divided into Mandala, Nadu and Grama. Okay, I'll repeat that. Kingdom was divided into three parts: Mandala, below the Mandala Nadu, below the Nadu there is a Grama. Like that, each division has been divided. How? Mandala, Nadu and Grama. Like this, the entire kingdom was divided. And Grama Sabha dealt with the common people assembly. Grama Sabha, in the sense, it is like a panchayat where people used to give their problem, assistance and the solution for their problem. That is Grama Sabha. And Grama Bojaka, who was the head of a Grama Sabha. Grama Sabha is a village panchayat and that was headed by the Grama Bojaka. That was the administration of a Pallava dynasty. Then Pallava's literature, we can see Pallava gave encouragement for both Sanskrit as well as Tamil. In Pallavas, we can see Bharavi and Dandi are the famous poet during the time of a Pallava ruler. And the king Mahendravarma himself wrote Mattavilasa, Prahasana and Bhagavad-Dujika are the work of Mahendravarma II. The Mahendravarma, as a king, he was a poet himself. He wrote a drama called Mattavilasa and the book Bhagavad-Dujika. In the book Bhagavad-Dujika, he has written Mattavilasa the drama. Okay, and we also remember that Pallavas are the religious tolerance, because in Pallava ruler we can see Shaivism, Vaishnavism, Jainism and Vaishnavism, and we also remember that they had given the encouragement called Bhakti cult. Bhakti cult in the sense Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya are the such saint are seen during the time of a Pallava kingdom. Okay, then we can see the Nalanda University where they can assume the higher education. Mainly we can see Jainism is much more popular in Pallava religion or the region when compared to other religion. In Pallava region we can see Jainism is the most popular one. Okay, then the architecture of a Pallavas are Mahabalipuram is a monolithic sculpture. Monolithic sculpture in the sense in a single rock, in a single huge rock they have constructed the sculpture. Then Panchatantra are the famous monolithic temple. Then the carving of Arjuna meditation we can see in Chalukyan rule, because see sitting Arjuna for a meditation that has been nicely carved in a temple of a Pallava region. Okay, the famous one is Mahabalipuram. Mahabalipuram I told it is a city, beautiful city which was constructed by Narasimha first, and there we can see monolithic sculpture also. Then the best example for a Pallava dynasty that is in name of a architecture, that is Kailasanatha temple, Ekambaranatha temple, Vaikunta Perumal at Kanchi and the coastal temple at Mahabalipuram are the best example for a Pallava architecture. Okay, this is 1 mark question. Remember, example for a Pallava's temple. Okay, see this is up to Chalukyas and Pallavas. Very easy topic, children. You read the textbook. In social it is must and should that you have to read the textbook and important point you have to underline in the textbook, so that 1 mark question you can easily cover up. Okay, this is up to today's lesson, children. I hope you will read the lesson and you will follow the 1 mark question easily. Okay, I will meet you in the next class, children. Till then, take care.